trap. It's going to be a very specific pressure plate trap, but it's a trap all the same. Okay? Now, the reason we're talking about traps today is because for our chopping block competition this week, the students here or campers were challenged to create castle or pirate type models and everything. And so when it comes to pirates and castles, what I usually love to do is create some traps, because you don't want somebody to get into your castle and just go every single place they want to. I mean, that's ridiculous, especially if your crewmates are not there to protect it. If you're on a boat or if you're in a castle, you don't want someone to sneak in your castle and just be able to pillage all of your, your sausages and your turkey legs and stuff like that. So we're going to show you some traps to help keep those intrusive minifigures out of your boat or castle. In this case, we're going to be using a castle. So let's go ahead and hop right into our lesson today. So here we are. This is a pre-made castle we have right here. And as you saw in the thumbnail, if you saw a thumbnail in the first place, you saw that we have this little Joker. I think that's a Joker minifigure right there. No, it's just some weird bone guy. And he's trying to break into this castle, and he's trying to get after Elephant Head Emmett right here. Okay? So Elephant Head Emmett he's smart, and he has set up a pressure plate trap in this model, this castle right here, or should we say half a castle because it's not fully built. All right, so when this guy comes inside, if he steps on this pressure plate, then boom, he gets knocked back, and that's supposed to represent like a big blast of fire just coming out and everything. But how do we make or create this pressure plate trap in this model? Let's go ahead and find out. So this is a modular castle, meaning that we can pull it apart in different sections. It's made this way so we can have more than one person building it, okay? And what you'll see is that off the bat, you're noticing it's at least one brick off the ground. If you're doing a pressure plate model or any kind of traps, you'll usually want to leave some space on the ground underneath your model. How we accomplish that is when we're building our platforms for our model to go on top of, we use these bricks to go ahead and boost it up. In this case, this model is boosted by one brick. So we have at least one brick of room on the bottom here to work with. And as you can see, we don't even use bricks totally. Sometimes we use these little corner tiles to sort of, so we don't have to use so many bricks. And they double as basically allowing us to use less pieces, because usually if you wanted to do something like this where the plate above it does not connect to it, and at the same time you've got a little surface here so it's hidden underneath, you would use both a brick and a tile. But in this case, we can just use one of these corner plates in order to keep it hidden. So that's just a little tip for you out there. And then next, when we take off Emmett here, what you'll see when we take up this part is that we've got a little seesaw back here. Now let's go ahead and back up just 1 second, okay? So how is this mechanism working in the first place? So this mechanism works by this plate right here connected to this seesaw. When this plate goes down, the back goes up. And underneath here, there is a place where our projectile shooter can go. It's positioned upside down because, as many of you know, this projectile shooter works by pressing down on the back of the projectile, which is our little fire blaze thing right here. And when we press that down, it shoots. Okay? Now, if we were to put this right side up, then we would have to have this pulled down in order for us to have this activated. But because we want to use this little seesaw right here in order to get to working, we've got to put it upside down. So we've created a little thing right here in order to help us accomplish that. And what we've done is actually taken 2 of these headlight bricks, and they're actually plugged into each other. And a little shout out to Ben on this too. He's a new one of our Lego employee helpers here. This got disassembled earlier, and he reassembled this part right here to help us keep back on track. So just awesome. Thank you so much, Ben, for rebuilding this. So yep, headlight bricks are upside down right here, if you see right there. And then another headlight brick is attached to that. And then underneath the headlight bricks, we've got, I think, one of these. We usually use these for cars, but it's one of these really modified plates with a lot of different brick points on there. So that all goes on here, and then it goes right up against this. I may have put that back in the wrong position. Maybe I didn't. Okay. So yeah, so this is a very complex way to get this to go upside down. There may be a lot of different better ways to do this, but this is how we are doing this. Okay. So after all of that, we're going to close this back up. This goes in a point where it can all be hidden away. Now, we put a recess back here for the last point of this to go into. The way we had this assembled in the first place, if we didn't have that recess back there, it would not have a lot of places to go. So that's why we put a little recess in there, so it has some area. And so then what you'll see is that when we put all of this down together, the seesaw, when it's pressed down, will come up, hitting the bottom of this projectile, pushing it up, which will release the projectile and then make it shoot. Okay? And now if we put this all back in here, hopefully we don't activate it because I don't want to get shot by this thing. We put it back in here and we hit the seesaw and boom, it shoots out. Okay? And then, yeah, it shut off. My crew is going to help me get that. Awesome. He's keeping up with everything. Thank you so much. So this was originally meant as almost like a fireplace, a place that the soldiers would gather, or whoever's in the castle would gather, and then basically sit by the fire, and then hold on. We have a problem. There we go. All right. Yep. So this was meant for the soldiers when they would come in to sit by the fire and then look at the little wanted poster we have on the side. It basically says, let me get that out the way. It's got a whole bunch. It's got a sock on there. It's got some highway patrol tickets and something else. So it was meant to be like a little wanted poster. And then on the other side, this was meant to be a little, what do you call, like a furnace or a fireplace where people could sit and be warm. But yeah, it turned into being a little trap to stop people that would want to intrude into this castle. Okay. So to recap, first you're going to want to make the platform high enough for you to fit a trap underneath the floor, or really a seesaw underneath the floor. And that's going to mean you're going to need to raise your base plate by at least 1 brick. Okay? Next, you're going to build a seesaw underneath the floor and then make a gap or a space underneath here so it can, it can move around and go up and down. Then, once you've made that gap, you're going to incorporate the area where the projectile will fit at. And then once you cover this all up and you've made it look nice and you've added your little wanted posters and that kind of stuff, and you've established really what the function of the little area is going to be, because this is a lot, that's a lot of bulk right there, okay? So you want to make that into something. That does not fit in the wall either. So yes, make it into something. Don't just leave all that out there just like it's one big box. Make it something where it fits into the scenery of what your model is. And then after you've blended it in, you're ready to go. You're ready to activate and use your minifigure stopping pressure plate trap projectile fire blazing thing. Okay? So we've successfully built the trap. We've kept out the weird skeleton monster prison person, and we have protected once again Emmett from being taken out by people who probably want to do some pretty not good stuff to him. Okay, alrighty, so I hope you enjoyed this lesson. We've got plenty more in our videos now. I think last time I checked, we have like around 29 videos so far on different things, ranging from Pokemon, trading card game, to Lego, to Age of Empires, and other like competitive video game esport type stuff. So like it if you like it. If you don't like it, we don't know you like it. So please like it. Share it with people that you believe will like it, because they never know. They might be trying to build a pressure plate trap. And then at the same time, subscribe, so when we put out more videos like this, you can get an update and you'll know that we're live streaming or something like that, and you'll get that annoying little bell and you'll have notifications up out the wazoo. So yeah, go ahead and do that. But yeah, like, share, subscribe, ring the bell. Thank you very much, and remember, do your best, never give up, and keep on leveling up. We'll see you later. Bye. And yeah, we have actually several more traps too, so
Yeah, what
I
I was
don't
thinking